The sights and sounds of fall are alive and well here in the quiet town of Kent, Connecticut. A visitor to Kent might notice a theme in town. The pharmacy is a former train station. A steam locomotive hugs the side of the road. And then there's this in the center of town.
There's a lot of different stories in town. Perhaps it was used to bring horses from the west or a baggage car.
This 1890s train car is part of the Kent Collection, a multi-property boutique inn. Founders Lulu and John McPhee bought and fully renovated several structures, including the train car.
So the challenge is it's 11 feet wide. It's a queen-size bed and then 2 day beds, a full shower, bathroom in the back, and a kitchen, a small kitchen. And it's on a piece of train track.
Close by are the Victorian and the Firefly Inn.
The Firefly is more of a modern farmhouse inn on 2+ acres. The Victorian is 5 bedrooms, and so a lot of families take it over.
This one's, survived over 100 years. It was really fun to bring it back. The staircase behind you, the floors, those are all original. We were able to keep the charm as well as modernize the properties.
The McPhees know how to beautify a space. Lulu previously worked in advertising. John is former co-owner and president of the furniture retailer Design Within Reach. He's now CEO of Chilowich, a design company that makes textile products. The idea for the Kent Collection arose during the pandemic.
My job was based in Manhattan, but the office was closed for 9 months, so we spent a lot of time in Kent, and we knew there was a need here. There wasn't a lot of choices for hospitality. We have 3 boarding schools in town.
The couple enlisted the help of their son Andrew, a senior executive with Connecticut-based Heller Furniture. They hired a team and went to work.
What was fun about this project was the cottages and the 2 inns, very different personalities, and they tell different stories.
Back to that locomotive we spotted earlier, all aboard for a visit to the Connecticut Antique Machinery Association, or CAMA. Jack Hayward is president of this nonprofit, all-volunteer group.
CAMA is an organization of enthusiasts of antique machinery who got together some 40 years ago. It's grown into a club today of some 800 members who not only show their equipment and gather together, but teach the general public about the technology they used to use back into the 1800s and into the early 1900s.
CAMA's 8-acre complex houses this museum filled with steam engines. Frank Vopacek is chief engineer here.
The steam engine gave birth to the Industrial Revolution. There is no other device in the history of the world that had as profound an effect on mankind, commerce, and the development of modern society.
All of these engines need constant upkeep, says Vopacek. A couple times a year, CAMA chooses to show off what they've got.
We're unique in that respect where we still operate the equipment on live steam, and we allow the general public and our visitors to get up close and personal with the machinery.
A lot of people don't get that opportunity these days. They don't get exposed to some of the basic mechanical technologies that got us where we are today.
Also on the grounds here, the Connecticut Museum of Mining and Mineral Science. John Pulowski has never taken rocks for granted.
I started when I was 6, and I lived next to a mineralogist, and I used to go down and bug him as a child.
Pulowski, a retired earth science teacher, founded the museum in 1995 with his own collection.
I never realized it would be so popular, and I had quite a few collections donated.
Pulowski says Connecticut has long been mineral rich.
I went to this one quarry that allows me in to collect for the museum, and I found this right on top of the blasted surface. Connecticut was the cradle of America's mining industry. We got it started with John Winthrop Jr. back in the 1600s. John, of course, was the son of Governor of Massachusetts Colony. He was the father of American mining industry. We had the first copper, tungsten, bismuth, cobalt, nickel, barite, marble, and sandstone cores as well.
This room displays fluorescent rocks. Also on view, garnet, Connecticut's state mineral.
Most of them are the almandine garnet. It's used mostly for an industrial abrasive. The redstone on emery boards is garnet. It's amazing that in Connecticut we have lava flows. We had intrusive igneous rocks, hot molten rocks that squeezed up into the cracks of the earth and crystallized out into beautiful minerals. And the beauty itself in minerals is fascinating.
Wow, and John Pulowski says Connecticut no longer has underground mining, but trap rock, that's the basalt from lava that flows, is still mined there for concrete. And here's a fun fact. All of the iron from the USS Constitution came from Connecticut.
That is a fun fact. Love the Constitution. Love Connecticut as well. And back to CAMA. They do not run those steam engines during the winter months for a variety of reasons. They do, however, hold other events, so check them out, and they'll be turning the steam engines back on in the spring.
All right, coming up, churning out chocolate.